John Cena and Dave Bautista have had tremendous careers as actors since leaving professional wrestling behind, but which wrestler turned actor is better? The sport of professional wrestling is known for its larger-than-life conflicts and characters that represent the archetypal battle between good and evil. Naturally, this makes pro wrestlers uniquely suited for acting. After spending decades in the ring honing their craft, stars like Cena and Bautista smoothly transition to the movies. Though they usually play characters that are nothing like their classic in-ring personas, they often bring the over-the-top energy from wrestling onto the big screen. They aren't the first to do it, but they are two of the most consistent stars. Comparing actors is tough, and adding in the wrinkle that they're ex-wrestlers makes it harder. A movie star can't control the quality of their films, but it is telling when an actor's presence elevates what would have been a forgettable movie. Cena and Bautista fought numerous times as wrestlers, but their film careers represent an entirely different sort of fight. John Cena's transformation from wrestler to actor has been extraordinary. John Cena's Chris Smith looks scared in Peacemaker Season 2 Episode 1. As the biggest wrestler in the world for years, John Cena clearly had star power that only came along once in a generation. Even before he retired from full-time competition, Cena starred in movies like The Marine that married his acting skills with his action hero physique. However, his early roles were largely supplied by WWE, and he wasn't taken seriously. As his wrestling career slowed, he started landing more roles. Though they were mostly cameos that took advantage of famed wrestler John Cena's name value, it eventually nabbed him some real leading roles. Ferdinand illustrated his voice acting talents, and he successfully carried flicks like Blockers and Playing with Fire, even if they weren't Oscar-worthy gems. The ease with which Cena jumped to the big screen has been nothing short of extraordinary, and he has found a niche for himself as a likable good guy. Shows like Peacekeeper have stretched his range a bit, but Cena is a great example of a Hollywood star who will likely always play the hero in some form or fashion. Dave Bautista has enjoyed a string of prestigious and varied roles. Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. While he may have never reached the same heights as Cena during his wrestling career, Dave Bautista was still a huge draw in the aughts. Like Cena, Bautista started out in movies pretty early on in his wrestling career, though he was relegated to small roles that saw him playing toughs and villains that didn't have a lot to say. It didn't take long for Bautista to be promoted, though his early starring roles are best forgotten. There was a gradual improvement throughout the 2010s, and Bautista soon landed the role he's known for. Bautista was the perfect fit for Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he joined the MCU. Since then, Bautista has played a variety of parts, and has even worked with award-winning filmmakers like Sam Mendes and Denis Villeneuve. Though he stars in plenty of stinkers, Bautista has found roles in films that score big at the box office and with critics. He also plays different types of roles, and he resists typecasting. The Rock is great, but no, we didn't include him. Dwayne Johnson looking serious in Jumanji: The Next Level. Comparing John Cena and Dave Bautista's film careers is a fun thought exercise, but it means excluding Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from the discussion. Cena and Bautista are two huge stars in movies, but The Rock exists on a different plane that overshadows his time as a professional wrestler. He's undoubtedly the most successful wrestler turned actor, and it isn't even close. Grapplers like Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Roddy Piper also had movie careers, but The Rock is the first person to ever successfully shed his wrestling image. There are many moviegoers alive today who aren't even old enough to remember The Rock's time in wrestling during the Attitude Era, and he's predominantly known as a movie star in most circles. Verdict: why Dave Bautista is the best actor who started out as a wrestler. The Doomsayers standing in a line in Knock at the Cabin. Though it may be somewhat controversial considering John Cena's overwhelming popularity, Dave Bautista is actually the best wrestler turned actor in Hollywood today. Cena is a charming movie star who has tons of leading man potential in genres like action and comedy, but his career also has pretty clearly defined limits. Bautista, on the other hand, is still growing. When John Cena appears in a movie or TV show, he doesn't really have the ability to shed his image as the squeaky clean babyface who used to sell tons of t-shirts in the WWE. Meanwhile, Bautista has become almost unrecognizable from his days as The Animal, and he frequently disappears into roles that require more depth than muscle. It isn't just the quality of the films that Bautista stars in, it's his character work that shines. Drax is totally different from the sinister Rabin in Dune, and Bautista genuinely seems to want to grow as a performer. While Cena could have starred in movies like My Spy, he would have struggled in films like Knock at the Cabin.